Alright guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Rust tutorial. Now we're going to finish off on what I did to make FFmpeg work. So, the things you need for FFmpeg to work are LLVM, because it relies on LLVM, so download LLVM for Windows. Package config. Package config Lite is the one I recommend. The other one didn't work for me. An x64 toolchain. The x64 toolchain, we got that from the VC package installed. And then in here, in packages, you'll see an x64 here, and you're just going to copy that and put that in your bin. And if you look right here, you can see these are the path variables you need to set in order for FFmpeg to work. You're going to need package config. I renamed mine to package config. This was called package config Lite, x64 pointing to bin, and that's pretty much it. Just making sure. Let me just make sure those are the only things you needed. Yep. Okay. So after you have that, you should now stop seeing those warnings, and we can continue with our lesson. So here we're going to add in a new command here. We're going to call it cut. We're going to give it a start of u32, an end of u32, and an output of string. So that's going to be our full commands there, and as you can see, we're going to get an error on our match now, so we're going to add this in. I just copied and commanded our paste there for a second. So because we've already written the commands, I didn't want to rewrite it. I would recommend that if it's your first time writing this, you do, just so you have an understanding of how it works. Okay. Next, we're going to, let's just do a print line. Sorry, I guess I deleted that for no reason, huh? So we're going to do a print line here, and then we're also going to do a cut video. So that's the name of our function that we're going to create. We're going to create it with our input, start, end, and output. And then from there, we're going to do let me just put one there. So we're going to do an unwrap or else, and this is just in case the cut video fails, right? So moving on, we go up and we do a function. We're going to do a cut video. Oh, sorry. We're going to do a cut video. Okay. As you can see, most of our logic is already written for us because we have set our unwrap or else, which resulted in us getting a result of what they like to call void. Okay, anyways, moving on, we're going to now initialize mpeg. We're going to initialize mpeg. We're going to do a map error just in case that fails. So that's the first one. Then we're going to create a mutable input file. We're going to give it a format of input. We're going to give it a map error. Then we're going to do another mutable of the start timestamp. I can't type today. Set that to 0. Another mutable of the stream mapping. So what this does is, you're going to see in a second, we're going to create a hash map here. And the reason why we're going to need this hash map is you're going to have different streams of, you're going to have different types of streams, such as audio, video, subtitles, and we want to know which one we're referencing. So the stream mapping is going to come in handy for that. Then we're going to create another mutable called tsBounds. This will also be a hash map. This one's going to be a hash map of view size I64, and I64. And we're going to set that as the hash map. So you might be asking, what's this one? Well, this is going to give us our different streams and their time starts and their time ends. So essentially, when you talk about video and audio, they're not formatted in terms of seconds. They're formatted in terms of their own time steps. And these time steps can depend. So the video and the audio can have two different time steps. So you want to make sure that whatever seconds that you are trying to cut out, you are getting the correct conversion for the video timestamps versus the audio timestamps. That's why we've created another hash map here to keep track of that. Okay. After that, we're going to create another mutable. We're going to call it output file. And here we're going to set this to be our output with a map error. And then we're going to now go through our indexes in our input file, streams enumerate. That was a lot of words, so let's just step back a little bit. So we've got our input file with our streams, and that's going to give us a good solid start for our time base. So this is going to tell us what our time base is. Then we're going to figure out our timestamps. So as you can see, this gives us the ratio. I'm going to create another one for our time end timestamps. And then we're going to insert that as our index. Then we're going to grab our parameters from our stream. And then we're going to create a mutable out stream. We're going to create an out stream here, and we're going to call it output file dot add stream. So this is essentially going to give our stream the codec parameters. And then now we're going to set the outstream to use our parameters. And then now we're going to save all of that into our stream map. Finally, this gives us what our timestamps as well as our indexes for our multiple streams looks like. So now we're going to move on to actually putting that into our output file. So we're going to first create an input header. Then we're going to tell where we want to start seeking from our input file. So all these cuts actually are essentially just you figuring out where in your original input you want to start from. Okay, so we've done our seek. Then we're going to create another mutable packets written. This will tell us how many packets have been written. This is going to tell us our video packets written. This is going to tell us our keyframes. So you want to make sure that you're all trying to always take from a keyframe. That way, none of your actual video looks distorted. So once again, just like we did up top, we're going to grab our stream and our packet in our input file from our packets. So here we grabbed from our enumerate. Now we're going to grab from our packets. So this told us we needed to go through our iterator and figure out what our what's the word I'm looking for? Stream types were, and this one is going to go through and figure out our actual packets or our actual stream bytes for a specific type. So then we're going to get our stream index to figure out what our stream index is. Stream index for our packet stream, not our actual stream index. So this is the start of our packet stream. And then we're going to say if the stream parameters dot medium is video, then we're going to say if our keyframe is not seen, then we're going to check our packet for if it's the key. Oh, sorry. Our packet is our key. And then we're going to say if that's true, then we're going to say our keyframe is true. And then we're going to essentially jot down how many packets we've written. Okay. Then we're going to grab our start and end timestamps. And we're going to grab that from our TS bounds, and we're going to check to see. We're going to check to see if wherever our packets points are, if this is where we want our time start to be. And if not, then we're going to skip our packets until we get to our specified timestamp. Okay, once we've gotten to our specified timestamp, we're then going to create the index for our stream mapping. So this is going to give us our stream index. This is just a temporary hold for our out file. Otherwise, we're going to get an immutable call later on. So then we're going to grab the medium once again. And we're just going to set our index to be out. We're going to rescale our timestamps to follow our stream's time base, and as well as our outstream time base. Then we're going to actually write it into our output file. And we're going to increment our packets written. Okay. After that, if our video packets written is equal to 0, then we're going to say that we're going to remove the file. I'm going to remove the file. Okay. We have to import this. I think we can just fix that using Copilot there. Okay. I thought it was going to import it, but sure. Why not? Otherwise, we're going to write our trailer and we're done. So this is the entire cut function here. Let's just figure out what we missed. Format input, expected format. I'm missing some imports here. So let's just get up those. So we have our hash map. We have our collab. We need to use FFmpeg next as FFmpeg. Then we need to use FFmpeg. We need to grab the format. Okay. I guess that was auto-generated, maybe. What's wrong with this? Non-primitive cast. Start timestamp is I64. Start is I64. Start as I64. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see here. All right, what's missing here? I think I shouldn't have added the hash map there. Shouldn't have added the equal there. I think that's pretty much it. Is that what's complaining about this? Okay. I mean, yeah. It's because timestamp bound was being used. Okay. Dot set parameters. I thought I did parameters, but maybe I didn't. Meant to do packet.stream there. It's a problem with my map error. No method name found for option. Well, just replace it with that. There's a method setStream. That's probably what I meant. Okay. I don't know what happened, but setStream. There we go. Medium's not used. Just get rid of it. Medium's not used. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Let's see if it works. Going to cd into Rust video editor. We're going to cargo run cut cat. How does this work? There we go. Okay, it's building and it cut. So now if we look at this guy, we can see the hello. And let's see if it's actually outputting what we expect. Great, so it's working. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And next we're going to move on to, as you saw right here, we're going to move on to removing the silence. So essentially, if there's a certain amount of audio that's not reaching the threshold, it'll cut that from the video. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.